Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Motivated Results. So as you can tell by the title, we're going to be doing another cooking video. Now, some of you guys liked some of the food prep stuff I showed you last time. To be specific, the Campbell Fitness egg quiche. And so if you haven't seen that, I'll link it up here somewhere. This is another recipe that I throw in during my meal prep. I'm one of these people that can kind of eat the same thing over and over for a while, and then I switch it up. So this has been a staple in my diet for a while, and it's easy to make. The prep is quite easy, and so I'm going to run through these things fairly quickly, so feel free to post any questions you might have below, but it's pretty standard. The recipe was actually introduced to me by Mark Lobeliner from Tiger Fitness. If you're not subbed to Mark's channel, I'm sure you are, but if you're not, I'll link it down below. He showed me this recipe quite a while ago, so I thought it might be a good idea to repost this and give you guys my take on it and different variations that I've tried in the past. And that's pretty much it, guys. Once again, thanks Mark for the recipe, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Let's go to the kitchen. Needless to say, you're going to need sweet potatoes for a sweet potato recipe. What I would suggest is looking for some of these bigger sweet potatoes. It makes the cooking a little bit better. You want something fairly thick, something that fits, firmly in your hand. Know what I'm saying? You're also going to need some ground cinnamon. As you can tell, I'm almost kind of running out of this one here, but this adds a really good flavor, personal preference. You're also going to need some cooking spray. Really helps with the cleanup, really, and it makes it so things don't stick, obviously. I don't know why I'm showing you guys the macros, but some of you guys are curious. It's pretty much 0 calories unless you go to town on it. You'll also need a cutting board and a fairly sharp knife. Actually, cutting thick sweet potatoes makes it a little bit difficult with a shitty knife. Reynolds wrap, aluminum foil, and some cooking sheets. I like these thinner versions, even though they're dirty, but whatever. Here we go. What you want to do is, I would suggest prepping the oven now at 420 degrees. That way it gives you time to prepare everything while it heats up. I was already kind of cooking something, so it was already about 300, give or take. So make sure you scrub down the sweet potatoes, clean them nicely. Make sure that you get all that junk off of them. And what you're going to do is essentially cut off the ends and cut them into slices, if you will. As you can tell, these are very large cuts. Now the reasoning for that is because we're going to be putting these in the oven for quite a bit of time. And so what it does is that in this thicker cut, it's going to make it so these don't dry out and they caramelize with their own juices. Let me see if I can get these in focus here. But as you can tell here, it's a fairly thick cut, and it's a very large sweet potato. So you're going to get some very, very nice quantity for these, 5 sweet potatoes, give or take. What you want to do, I didn't show you guys just putting aluminum foil on the baking sheets. That should be fairly straightforward. After doing that, you're going to spray the baking sheets with the non-stick cooking spray. Make sure you get a nice coverage. You don't want any sweet potatoes to stick. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass to clean up. And also, you're going to lose some sweet potato to aluminum foil. So basically, after that, lay it all down. Make sure that you cover these guys with the most amount of space. I usually don't stack them on top of each other. But if there's a couple left over, feel free to. Just make sure you cover them evenly. Make sure there's plenty of space. What's going to end up happening is that with cooking, they are going to leak some of the juices. Know what I'm saying? And then what you're going to do is they're just going to bake on their own juices, caramelize, and really get really sweet, if you will. Just trying to make sure that I got plenty of room here where I can place the most amount of sweet potatoes in the space provided. I might have some left over. I probably will have some left over. And I'll do something else with those in the future. But after you're done, you're going to do another quick little spray of the non-stick cooking spray. Don't go crazy on this, otherwise, you probably will add some stuff to your macros. Probably nothing worth mentioning, though. And after that, you're going to add the cinnamon. I'd say add, depending on your taste. Don't go crazy. Don't glob it up, but just enough to cover it up a little bit, give it a little bit of cinnamon flavor. Now, one thing I do tell people is that if you're a real gangster and you want to mess around with these, what you could also do is add some honey on them, on the top of them before baking, as in like right now. And that's going to definitely give it a way sweeter flavor. It's going to be a little bit hard to track the macros because whether or not they absorb into them, it probably won't. You'd have to add some of the syrup in after the fact. But it does give them even a sweeter flavor if you're looking for that. Once again, just optional. For this batch, I'm just doing the straight cinnamon. And then what you're going to do afterwards is grab some more aluminum foil and you are going to cover them. You're essentially going to make it so that they steam within the aluminum foil. And also this helps in avoiding them getting dried out. Because one thing that's really gross is a dried out sweet potato after you've done this process. So make sure that you covered it up pretty good. Make sure there's no openings in the aluminum foil and it's all sealed and ready to go. This guy's a little trickier only because the baking sheet is almost as wide as the actual aluminum foil, so I gotta make sure I evenly put that on each side, or evenly lay it on each side. Yeah, look at that perfect technique. Like I said, this prep is quite fast, and after you've done this a couple times, you go through this pretty quickly. Check out my fancy whey protein on the corner. What up? So hopefully by now your oven has prepped for the 420 degrees. Probably not in all reality, but you wait a little bit of time, it happens. And what you're going to do is throw these bad boys in there. I got other stuff cooking as you can tell. Still doing meal prep. And what you're going to do is set the oven for, it's already at 420 degrees as you can tell. And what you're going to do is set the timer. Oh, look at my mad camera skills. Damn, I should be filming for a show. What you're going to do is set the timer for, take a guess. 55 minutes. That might seem like a lot, and it kind of is, but in reality what it's going to do is really help you get these caramelized really nicely. So roughly an hour later, give or take, 55 minutes to be exact, these bad boys are coming out. What I want to suggest is that get something to take these out safely. Don't burn your hands. Don't be an idiot. And be careful because when you open this, it is going to be freaking hot, as you can tell probably by the time you put them in. So be careful. I'm grabbing some, what am I grabbing here? Whatever I had nearby. Just taking them out. Be very careful. Don't burn your hands. Don't be an idiot. And if you seal them correctly, taking them out won't be an issue and you won't have sweet potato blood dripping all over the place. That sounds so bad. Blood. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So just be careful taking the aluminum foil off. Simple as that. Kind of just pops off and you can tell it's just kind of still steaming. You can see all the juices in the bottom there. Decided to man up on this other one. I was like, forget it. Stupid thing. Just yank that thing off. Boom. Steaming. She's leaking. What? Who knows what that song is? That's right. Trying to get a fork here for you guys. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to depict the actual softness, but as you can tell, I mean, they basically crumble. They really, really, really soft and great, great, great taste. Smell is actually amazing too. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Very quick and easy recipe. Most of the prep time takes about 5-10 minutes, give or take, depending on how quickly you can run through this. And yeah, this kind of helps me get some fiber into my diet. Helps me get some decent vegetable nutrients. It also allows me to kind of quench that sweet tooth and something that really tastes really good. Because of the long cooking process, it caramelizes the sweet potato and gives it really good flavor. So if you have time, if this is something that interests you or this is something that you want to try out, feel free to try it out. Let me know if you post on Instagram or any of these other places. Tag me. I'd like to see how it came out for you guys. And that's it, guys. If you guys want more of these food prep things, let me know. There's a couple other recipes I do on occasion that I do quite often, so I can always film these during my prep. So if you guys have questions, comments, want to interact in some sort of way, post it down below. Send me something on Instagram, which I always link below. And we'll see you guys next time. Hey you. What you doing? Hey. Hey. Hi.